Hello. 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 Hi, everyone. How are we all doing?
Hi.
That was probably really loud. I apologise for that.
It was, yeah.
We all good?
Well, they're definitely awake now.
Yes, they are. They absolutely are. Yeah, so I guess just to check real quick, anyone in chat, if we could find out if I've actually cracked it and if we can hear everyone.
Before Elaine dies.
Before Lane dies.
You started that up just as I was taking a drink, you bitch.
Yeah, how are we looking? We did it! What? Are we saying that a Tavern Between Dimensions live stream has actually launched and everyone can be heard from the get-go?
And that last time where you couldn't... Yep.
Ah. Well, I mean, if in that case, we've done it. That's it, boys and girls. We've done it.
Series
Thanks.
over.
Thank you.
Series
thanks
over.
for coming. We will see you in a fortnight.
Nothing left.
Catch you later.
If we wanted to stay.
Only joking. Only joking. Hello. Hello, everyone. Yes, it is me, DM Dan. And I'm joined by my beautiful assortment of helpers and cheerleaders, that being Drake specifically. But yeah, how hope you're all well. People in the room, how are you, Lane? How you doing?
Wet. I just had a shower.
Good. The end of the month shower. That's good to see.
Yeah. End of the month. Come on.
End of season.
I am
man.
really happy you specified what.
That was the intention. Thank you.
And how are you, Tilda? How you doing?
Yeah,
Tired?
awake. Very.
That's
My
fair.
showers are bi-monthly.
I see. I see. Bit tired. Are we going to get to see Wee Nipper? Just kind of like Spider-Man crawling across the wall behind you, or is he
Only
safely
if
locked
Carl
away?
can't do his job properly.
I see. Well,
So we will see him at some point.
Please don't jinx it.
so just for anyone watching, every time you see Carl typing something in the chat, he's neglecting his fatherly duties to look after his child. Last but not least, hello Jake. How you doing? You good?
Very good, thank you very much. Yep, having a good day.
Amazing. Well, we've made it to the end of the week. Hooray for us. And I apologise for anyone who's watching this and not watching the Final Fantasy XIV New Expansion live stream. Clearly, you've made the right choice in tuning into this. But we are actually going to try and do something productive today, aren't we?
You didn't tell us that.
Surprise
Depriving the team right now.
homework assignment.
Dan, my union contract forbids me.
Yes.
So, off the back of our last stream, we were discussing making a one-page RPG on stream, and truthfully, I've not felt a fear like this in my stomach for quite some time. But I reckon we just kind of plow on and go for it. How's that sound?
Yep.
That's good.
Amazing. So, first things first, what we need, in the interests of time, I suspect that we're not going to get much more than a one-page RPG. Arguably, that in itself might be a bit of a stretch. But yeah, I mean, we've literally kind of come into this with no cohesive idea really of what's going on. There's a part of me that thinks it would be really nice if it were Tavern Between Dimensions themed. And I mean, I guess the only thing that's for certain is we know it's going to be a one-page RPG. And I mean, what, as far as you three know, what does a one-page RPG entail?
One page.
Good. Good.
PG.
Yeah.
Good. We're on a flying start. Thank you, Jay.
Fun and simple.
Yeah. Okay.
My dating profile, thank you.
There's hello Chris in the chat. Unfortunately, I'm not tech savvy enough to have thought about a shared Google Doc, so instead it's just going to be me frantically typing while people just spurt words at me. I mean, okay, so with the experiences that I've had with one-page RPGs, of which, if you want to watch the ones that we've done on the channel, you can watch those in the back catalogue. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Subtle.
Thank you.
Through YouTuber.
They seem to be... There seems to be, like, two constants when it comes to one-page RPGs. Either there's, like, D20 random tables. So...
I don't think we had time for that, to be honest.
wow, you never know. Maybe it's a D12 random table.
Oh, I wonder why that would be.
So it's D20 random tables and or like stats that spell out the name of the RPG. So, for example, we played Sexy Battle Wizards, and the stats for your wizards were Sexy Battle or Wizard. Does exactly what it says on the tin, so you kind of know where you're coming from. Now,
Yes, Jason Statham's Big Vacation,
Yes,
where
yeah,
the
Jason
stats
Statham.
were Jason and Statham.
yeah, pretty much. So I mean that's an idea.
Oh, I've got an idea for that. Okay, yep.
Okay, well, tell you what, is that based on a theme of what this damn thing even's about?
Yep.
Okay.
So TBD, let's do table, bottle, drink, and that could be your free actions as to whether you go to the table, what drink is in the bottle, and then you've got to drink it.
Table,
Okay.
bottle, drink. So
Drinking game, got it.
so we're we're going on the idea of so what, we are workers at the
Working
tavern?
the bar. Yeah, at the tavern. Yep.
Okay, working at the tavern.
Okay.
I might throw in a more isekai approach to it.
Oh god.
But, no,
There's gonna be an underage anime girl in there, no!
not on my watch. No, but if we actually keep the full name,
Okay.
Tavern, Between, and Dimension. Tavern is when you want to do something tavern related.
Yep.
Like, serve something, clean something, etc. Dimension, if someone if you want to interact with someone from a different dimension,
Uh-huh.
or it can be the wild card. Like when something is going way too smoothly, then the random D12 can come in and that's dimension when someone or something happens because of the dimensions. And between is anything you can justify in between.
Ooh, I like that. So what
I
if
have
we... Oh, sorry, carry on.
Okay, I have an idea for the overall structure.
Okay.
I've literally just had an idea for the overall structure. Like we sort of discussed a little bit on the last one. You're just workers trying to survive a shift, right?
Okay. Right.
So there's three sections of the shift, and 3 different tables that you roll on to determine what happens in that shift.
Okay. I'm getting real Five Nights from Freddy vibes here.
That says a lot about you, Dan.
Okay, well, okay, I mean, if we... Okay, let's say we were running on this idea that, you are workers at the Tavern Between Dimensions, and, I mean, name is, it does what it says on the tin. It's a Tavern Between Dimensions, and we've kind of made jokes and pranks about how the patrons are otherworldly and just kind of coming from all sorts of places. So, arguably, like, the clientele are just, like, massively weird and wonderful. So, that's perfect bait for a random table.
Yep.
I like the idea of the Tavern Between Dimension. Perhaps if we're looking at all the weird and wonderful dimensions, and we introduce a bit of kind of Rick and Morty-ness to it.
Yeah.
So tavern is
Well,
tavern stuff. Dimension is stuff what effectively going on away missions. So,
well, yeah, could they be to the clients? I mean, why do the clients have to come to us?
whoa,
Are we doing
possibly.
table service to them and go in so you don't know, you're basically going through your little Rick portal to then find out what client you're at the bar, and you've got to go to them and then work out what they need and then come to, and something happens in that between bit.
Well, what I was
What
thinking is that social interactions, the interactions between two people,
That works.
because I imagine like okay, so the image I've got in my head is that people are coming in and then they're like, oh, I want a raspberry soup, and you're like, well, we don't have raspberry, and the only place that has raspberry is the roll dice, this dimension. Okay, so then you've got to do like a little away mission to get a raspberry soup and then bring it back to the tavern. There has to be something
Question.
something that makes it spiral wildly out of control. Yes, answer.
Question. So, how would you feel about setting up a system? And I am actually not sure if anyone will get this reference. Did anyone play Dot Hack, the video game?
No.
Nope.
So, whenever you travel to different dimension, you need to roll a d12 3 times, and that gives you we need 3 tables. 12 words in each table, all starting with T, B, and D.
Okay.
And every single dimension has different set of words, random, and you can only do actions which relate to those words.
Okay.
So, for example, you travel
Tiny
around
bounce. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So like the dimension itself
Yes.
is.
Like,
Oh my.
also a tiny bounce and Doritos.
Dark.
Dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get to the dimension, and you you need to justify every action you do using these 3 words only, and get the ingredient or the meal that you're looking for.
Okay. I'm game. I'm gonna get behind that. I've just noticed that Chris in the chat has suggested roles, which I, as in like party roles, I'm all for this. Server, bouncer, entertainer, manager. I think
Nice.
we
Yeah.
could definitely get beyond that. Can I? Yes, I can. Thank you, Thank you, Jack. We're just gonna paste that in.
Is this an RPG where we have a DM as well? Someone who's actually going to describe it, or is this
It
something
would
that
be.
everyone can
I
just
think you find it's a
randomly
TM.
TM? Right, cool, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, so I'm liking the sound of the dimensions. I'm liking the sound of the rolls. We've got what's else? So Nate's saying your job is to bring different different adventurers together, Nate? As opposed to different, or are you all kind of facilitating like a hellish DM scape where you start in one campaign and then halfway through your DM gets bored and then just handbrake turns the party into a new campaign book?
We're forgetting a key word of all of this. Simple.
That's true.
We don't do simple.
It's a one-page RPG. It has to be.
Well, arguably, as long as we write small enough. Okay, so Nate's suggesting that we're bringing level 1 parties together.
What would that look like? Or do we need to introduce, like, I don't know, some kind of a seer in the tavern? Like, you are going to have these adventures in your tavern, and you need to give them the best goddamn meal they ever had, so they go and save the world in this dimension.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Nate means more, the start. We are there for the start of every D&D adventure.
Oh,
This is where they meet.
it's where they meet. Okay.
I mean,
is that going online?
I don't think that's. I don't think there's enough meat to that. Being nice.
I mean, an adventuring. I guess there's. Well, because we love random tables, right? We haven't made any, but I'm sure we love them. I mean, I get like random adventuring party is either like a patron or like a random event or something. Okay, it's okay. We've got some ideas bubbling. So, let's take a step back and think about like core premise. Like, let's figure out our core premise. Try to survive a shift.
Right.
or are we? What is a shift? Are we like? Do we think the idea of like server, bouncer, manager, entertainer? Like,
I like the idea of the different classes that you've got. When it comes to trying to survive a shift, is there like a bidding sort of money thing for getting tips? Like the better drink you create or the better service you give to them,
well,
that gives like a betting thing that at least there's some value of people like betting that they can make the better drink to get more money or points that give them a total to achieve that they can then leave shift early. They've made what they need to for the evening.
So we are all servers in this scenario. We don't really have different roles.
Yeah, I feel
well,
like
it could be that any of those people could make money through doing their particular job.
Survive a
the
shift.
manager, difficult.
Yeah,
Survive a shift. The tavern and the dimensions have health bars.
Ha!
Jason Statham. You've got tavern, health bar, the between health bar, and the dimension health bar.
And we try not to break them as we do more crazy stuff during the shift.
So the tavern one, I think, is fairly straightforward. Like you should survive your shift. Don't get shouted at by different clients, etc., etc. Don't break any glasses. Dimension, is that just straight up? Are you gonna get bitch-slapped by a monster while you're away trying to get this gooseberry?
Well, I like the idea of sort of thinking the dimensions sort of like that wormhole portal. So it's almost like in those cutscenes where you go from a film to everyone turns into a cartoon character before they go back to being a film. So as the dimension breaks down, more wackier stuff happens as you transport between the tavern and the dimension, and to the point that it doesn't make any sense. That's when the health bar's gone and you just disappear from reality.
okay.
Yeah, that also brings into question how much time do you want to spend in each dimension? Like how long do you want this game
Not
to
long.
be?
Well, I mean, I guess this is a thing. Like, the idea of like, well, yeah, how long does a game want to run for, kind of thing. And I look to something along the lines of, Jason Statham's Big Vacation, where in a kind of an hour and a half, we've run like 3 events that just kind of click onto each other, and by the sheer nature of the Statham, like each of the events just naturally starts in a more precarious place than the one before. Just like, okay, so we're gonna do yoga, but actually Jason Statham's on fire when we start. Like that's our baseline. And the gist with that is that it just, like, you kind of run it until you come to a conclusion. I guess it's almost kind of similar to like Goblin Quest. Like you just kind of know when it's done, but there has that kind of insinuates that there's got to be either like an accomplishable goal, or like there's just something that makes you think, okay, we're good to go. So for example, if it's taking a adventuring party to the jelly dimension, or we have to get raspberries from the upside down world, though I guess those have very, very distinct goals.
If we want to go with the whole survivor shift, can the premise be that you work in a tavern between dimensions, and apart from the however many people play, apart from the 3 or 4 of you, everyone else called in sick, and it's a busy day. So you need to basically make sure everyone gets served, and you don't overtire yourself.
Yes.
I think that sort of lends itself to not having roles.
Mm-hmm.
Because if everyone else is called in sick, and you're the 4 fuckers that showed up,
Yeah,
you've got to work it out.
I think you can keep the classes, because then you do everything. You kind of have to do everything because there's no choice. But you have specializations which you are better at.
Yeah, I mean, I guess having like role specific, so the manager can boss someone around.
Yeah. Although I'm gonna say manager instead of manager, how about a bartender? So we have a server, bartender, entertainer, and
Yeah.
the bouncer. Because without a manager, it would be even more chaotic.
Open mic guitarist, yeah.
We're suddenly making
instead
coffee in the background.
Instead of the entertainer, would there be the bar back, like the cleaner, like that is you've got the crap job of doing the bathrooms, the toilet, the washing up.
Or the
As your-
entertainer is actually a regular who's there from open to finish all the time, constantly drunk.
Okay.
Fucking cheers.
Okay. Well, sorry. The idea of a regular just tagging along and like helping out,
Or not helping.
or not helping makes me giggle. Just in chat, like Chris has suggested something for our time frame, and the idea that you can spend as long as you can, like it's real time that you spend in a dimension. So, for example, when you go into a new world, like you start a 10-minute timer, and after those 10 minutes, that like whatever has happened, that's it. Like
Yeah, I
wherever
like
you
that.
are, you get wrenched out. And I think, like normally, there's a part of me that would be a bit wary about that. But actually, having listened to Chris, Nate, and Julia and whatnot playing Alice is Missing recently, which is an RPG that runs on a real timer, I can imagine the sheer franticness. Actually, Tilda, in the Christmas one shot we ran,
Yeah.
when
Oh, yeah.
as soon as you introduce real-time mechanics into it, like
It was
there's
the
nothing more
best.
stress-inducing.
Oh, it was the best.
They'd be like, "We have to go! Stop talking!"
The actual Velociraptor screeching we have done in the game.
Okay. So, we're trying to survive a shift. So I'm just going to type this here: dimensions equals real world timed.
Yeah.
So.
Carl
when-
did mention that maybe the dimensions we are going into, they're closing, so we need to be quick about getting the stock we need.
Right. Okay. I mean that. I
Which
guess
kind
that
of
makes.
lends itself into this idea.
Okay. So, right. What is it?
So
Resource to human manager there. Yes, that is very, very true. Himbo treasure hunt gone how it uses a timer of sorts. Okay. I mean, I was thinking, yeah, either like just a 10-minute timer. I think would, because then you could arguably be done in sort of like 45 minutes if you did 3 travels, right?
Yeah.
But okay, right.
What's they need to accomplish in that 10 minutes?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, in 10 minutes, it has to be something relatively simple, because by the time the tavern master and the players are yabbering and talking, 10 minutes could go real quick.
Yeah. Which is why you can't have too many complications.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
So do you want to quickly go through what we have and what we want to keep so far?
Yes. Okay, so you are the only 4 people that turned up for a shift and the Tavern Between Dimensions.
I really like that.
There's an astral flu that's taken everyone out,
Nice.
and you're the only ones there. Because of that, it's all hands on deck. You have to serve, like, or perhaps like there's like one person in the tavern and you've got to do everything else. So I still like the idea of having to jump out and kind of grab supplies for the tavern, because the idea that you couldn't possibly have everything in stock of what that the patrons want. So you have to. It's the equivalent of like someone at McDonald's going, "We've run out of burgers," and having to run down to the local Burger King to bring them back. That
I
kind
went
of
to a
thing.
Chiquitos that had run out of rice before.
Right. Like I've once worked at a Costa Coffee and we ran out of milk, and so like 2 or
That
3.
happens more often than you
Yeah,
would
Oh, yeah,
right.
it happens
And
a
like 2 or
lot.
3 of us had to sprint down to the nearest like supermarket and just run back with a load of milk. So the premise is arguably legit. It's just in our case, it's across randomly generated taverns, dimensions.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Right. So the TBD spells out the dimension. So we'll generate tables for that. I think in the interest of time, we will do D12 tables for TB and D,
Okay.
and that explains the dimension. How are we deciding what you're going for?
What do you mean?
So
So what item?
yeah, what is it
we
you're
need?
running down the shops for?
Yeah, this is where the question is: do we have a TM, as you said, or not?
I feel that in the interest of sanity, probably.
Yeah. So if we have a TM, then the TM decides what kind of random item they
Okay.
need.
Rotating TM.
Oh,
I can think of nothing more stress-inducing.
Exactly. It's supposed to be chaos.
But I
Well,
sup-
is that how
I
is that
mean,
how
it is
each person
hospitality.
wins? So each person can take it in turns to come back to the group and be like, "Just been over, seen these people. They want this," and you've got to basically come up with something for the rest of the group to do.
Chris mentioned a daily special, which I actually like the idea of, because if you have a daily special, the TM needs to come up with what that special is, what are the 3 or 4 ingredients which are essential, and every single shift something runs out.
okay. So is it a case that there is actually one daily special, but there's like ingredients spread out across the place?
Yeah.
Or...
For example, the daily special today is a burger, and the first shift we run out of the burger part.
Okay.
Like there is actually no meat left, so we
Okay.
need to go and get that. So we come back, everything is fine, but it's very popular. So next time, cheese is not available anymore, so we have to get some cheese. And the third shift, I assume is the evening shift, there are no more burger buns, so we need to go and get those.
I see. Okay. Okay.
And then if you want to be very adventurous, the last is trying to get every single patron out of the doors so you can clean and close on time.
Okay. Okay. So I like.
I actually really like that daily special idea.
Yes. What if the daily special is everyone around the table except the TM comes up with an adjective, and then the TM then comes up with like a noun.
Okay.
So for example, if like, so Tilda, what is the daily special of the day? Like you come up with a word,
An objective.
an adjective
Purple.
word. Purple. Jake.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Citrus.
Citrus. Okay. So I might turn around and then say, calzone.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we've got a purple, sweet, citrus calzone. And that's a special, and like that kind of gives us an idea of what it is we've got to go out and fetch.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Spucky.
So house special equals player
I have
add.
to go and try and find sugar from the blood dimension.
Yes.
That sort of thing.
Seeing it's a bar, do you want it to be a cocktail instead of a food?
It could be.
It's a tavern.
It could-
Tavern,
Yeah,
okay,
that's-
tavern, that's
So
fine.
it's
Yeah, we can stick with the food. Yeah.
Food. Yeah.
Okay, so food, drink.
I mean, to be fair, the purple sweet citrus drink sounds more like a cocktail than a calzone.
Yes, that's true.
Just to be fair.
Well, this is the thing. It's something to mention. As a calzone is the cocktail.
Oh,
Should
drink the calzone.
I'm gonna go throw up.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
going to lie, my stomach did turn a bit there.
Right. So, okay. I think I feel like there's movement. I don't know if we have got movement, but it feels like we have got it. We do. So the objective is
Oh god.
objective. House special has run out.
Yeah. Also, Nate suggested that we throw in a deduction element, and you have to find out who in the NPCs is a fantasy Yelp reviewer.
And that
feel
could
like
be one of the
that's just-
complications, right?
That's cruel.
That's a complication.
Just cruel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So try to
Yeah, so
survive.
your complication for, I don't know, the cheese for the citrus calzone is like, oh, you get in, you get out, you get it easily. Oh, but there's a food critic here.
Yeah.
How are you gonna solve this?
Don't give them a special.
Okay, so we go to the dimensions to get components for the house special. The dimensions are real world timed. Just to, you know, really double bracket. Yeah, we love a double bracket because they're drifting
Also, I have to say,
apart.
Chris, I think you're thinking about the rat Disney movie, not the mouse Disney movie, Ratatouille.
Okay, so real world time, dimensions are drifting apart. Cool. So, based off what you guys and girls have just said, so there's a complications table. So there's a dimension table. Which is 3 words. So each dimension is 3 words, and they're like T, B, and D.
I don't know why it'd be so funny to me, but T is just the.
Don't you dare.
Where's the fucking table? Like,
Create a table, Dan. Create a table.
And then
Go on.
12 is something like train.
Oh, good golly. Okay.
So you've just got the train.
Insert. There we go. Table. So we need a. Oh boy. Oh no. It's not. It's not enough. We can't contain the table. Right. Hang on. So what's that? Is that 8? Yeah. That looks like 8. Insert. Oh boy. Oh.
And this is representing the places. This is representing what it's going to be like when we get there to get the ingredients.
That's
Is that right?
it. Yeah. So it would be a case of like, so we've got to make a purple sweet citrus calzone, and
in order to find the purple, we go to this place that consists of these 3. The realm is made up of these 3 words.
Yes. I imagine. Yeah, like you just kind of you have as many forays as you need, depending on how long it is you want to play. So, okay, so I'm gonna do terrible.
Okay.
Train.
Well, if we do all the T's, then we'll do
So
Yeah.
tiny,
Train.
tall,
train.
Train.
Train. Okay. Did I hear a
toxic.
tiny?
Yeah,
Toxic.
toxic.
Yeah.
toxic is good.
Tilda.
Torturous. Also.
That's not how you spell torturous.
U is TORTUOUS. Yeah.
Okay. Anything?
Torrential.
Tropical.
Tropical.
Teleporty. Teleport.
Tapioca.
Turkey. A land of turkeys.
Turkey infested.
I genuinely can't think of any words starting with
Yeah.
T at the moment. I'm just like,
That's
don't
12, is
remember.
Vic, thank you, Nate.
Okay.
So we've got time
These?
traveling. Sorry, in the chat we've got tough, troublesome, tiny, thoughtful, terrifying. Terrifying.
Terrifying would be a good one.
Okay, I'll change terrible to terrifying.
No,
Yeah,
terrible's good because you could have like the
It's just
terrible
horrendous.
something.
Everything is just wrong and broken.
Yeah, everything's just a bit shitty.
Falling apart.
Troublesome. Is there one that we can swap out for troublesome? I feel like
Teleporting.
torrential. Does that not just insinuate that it's going to be really rainy?
Yes.
Which I really like.
Okay.
Trying
Right.
to get the burger buns from torrential sort of something, and like you need to make sure they don't get soggy.
Okay. Right, let's do the bees.
Blood.
Bees.
I was going to go for blood. I was thinking bloodthirsty. Is that
Just blood.
blood? Okay.
Yeah, but also, I like these.
Well, are we not going to
Bees.
need like adjectives that end in like e, like wise, just to
B.
What?
so like a bloody dimension.
No.
Doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be.
Because you can always like change it up depending on how it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God help the group that rolls turkey infested, bee infested.
Yep. Bouncy.
Beautiful, bouncy,
The terrible, beautiful one.
Baron.
boozy. Sorry, Baron.
Yeah.
That is good.
Boozy and Baron. Bunny?
Bulbous.
Oh, we have too many animals running there.
Bulbous. Oh my. Oh my. Did you say bunny?
Yeah. Or biological, does that come
Nice.
into anything? Bio? I don't know what you do for biological. Everyone becomes little bacteriophages.
What's the reason when Julia boxed him? I like that.
We can't do boobalicious. We're not. We've got.
Backwards.
Biohazard.
Okay, backwards.
Brutal.
Because you can take that however you want. Everyone's got to talk backwards or go back. I don't know, it could be something that's a bit.
Oh my god. Okay.
Lizard, that's a bit boring. That.
Baby.
Babies, yeah, everyone can be babies.
Oh.
That's what it goes when you take candy away from them.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, hang on.
Terrifying baby dimension.
You've got to take the purple crayon off the kid without it crying.
Oh god, now all I can think of is the Dragon God ending with the flying babies with the human teeth, with the actual proper teeth.
Baby turkeys.
Nightmares.
Okay.
Where are we at?
So
Do we-
we're starting.
Dinosaur. Go
Where?
lizard.
Oh, I'm not thinking big enough. Clearly, dinosaur. Right, the turkey-infested, bee-infested, dinosaur-infested dimension.
Whatever
but
happened
that's
to
what
that
is
wizard
sun.
one shot with the dinosaurs?
That was amazing. Like, he
Okay.
became the sun.
Yes, I loved it.
Donuts, dangerous.
Donuts.
Douglas.
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 Deaf.
Douglas.
Yeah, the Douglas is the name.
Everyone's called Douglas.
Yeah.
Dusty.
Deaf.
Duplicit.
or-
Okay, delicate. Duplicitous.
Dreadful.
Dreadful.
If you went for distinctive, would you have to describe everything on a 10-minute time, though? Really detailed.
Okay.
Dysfunctional.
Dysfunctional, yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
I love how I'm doing nothing by typing in.
Disappointing.
Donkadonk.
Disappointing.
Donkadonk.
What the fuck does that mean?
That is up for you and your players to decide. Drizzly.
Malted?
Drizzly's already got torrential.
We have got torrential, to be fair. Yeah, but dystopian dysfunctional, arguably.
A dystopian's a better word for dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Okay. Dystopian. Okay.
Crime?
Dreadful. Oh no, that's
got
right
that,
there.
yeah.
I'm
Disturbing.
All of
Depressive.
these are disturbing. So.
Depressing.
Like everyone's gonna just like give up and talk.
We
really
have-
poor.
Oh, delightful. To have
I was
the
going to say,
opposite.
we have very few happy ones.
Okay. Delightful.
Okay, yeah, we'll go delightful. Yes, Nate, we will go with Donkadonk.
Dog.
Unless
Also
we swap
dog.
one out for Ba,
Demon.
so
we
we
have
can
got
make it
demon.
a
Yeah?
Donk.
Happy birds, Nate. Happy.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Happy.
Have we
not
got
demon.
any happier words for the T's? Because right now they're all dreadful. They're all a
twink.
bad time.
Twinkly?
Twinkling.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, I'm game for twinkling. I'm sorry, I'm swapping out tapioca
No.
for twinkling. Okay.
Tapioca is depressing, guys.
Too late to put Death Star in the D's.
copyright.
TM.
Okay. What's right, we won't do boobalicious, but we will do titillating. Okay, for you, Nate. What are we swapping out for titillating? Terrible train.
What do you have?
I don't understand what the how train is an adjective.
It's a dimension of trains.
Titillating. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Do we need more happy words?
Oh, erotic, tickling, tingling.
Titillating dinosaur infested. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, right. Who's got a D12 to hand?
Oh, Dan,
time
who do you
has
think
come.
has a D12 to hand? Of course I've got D12s to hand. Who do you fucking take me for?
Right, okay, so what we'll do is I'll mark these up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, no, I have done the right number. Okay, right, so we've got 12 here, so we need a 3d12.
Yep, so...
So
I doing
actually,
the
before
D?
we go, just to see if we're on the right track so far. Right, the house special of today. We'll go back. We'll start with Lane this time. What's the first adjective?
Citrus.
Different to the last one.
Lemony.
Very well combined you have there.
Jake.
Snicket.
Musty.
Okay, so a lemony, musty, Tilda.
Oh, we've got we had
Soggy.
lemony. Yeah.
Soggy. Okay, lemony, musty, soggy, bubble tea. So, now, what dimension is that in, Lane?
It's in, so T first. It's in the...
So, actually, sorry, I guess this would be like the first bit. So, the lemony component.
It's in the... thick.
Okay. Oh my god.
Second one
Yeah.
is... Baron.
Oh no. Okay, a thick, barren.
Thick Baron dystopia.
Okay.
Wow, that's a bit too. Sounds a bit too plausible.
I've just felt that like instinctive dread spread from my gut.
So it's
Thinking,
perfect for a
what-
one-page RPG.
What on earth does that look like? A thick, barren, dystopian dimension, and we need to get our
Well,
lemon
the
from it.
Baron dystopia is perfectly fine.
That's
They
what
just
I
have like really thick lemon trees. I don't know.
I know
Okay.
it's like a barren dystopia. There's like the one lemon tree at the centre of this dystopian world. It's the last lemon left. Everyone worships.
The lemon tree is just everyone's religion.
Yeah.
So does that mean that the lemon itself is very thick, while everyone else in the world is very thick? And we
Yes.
need to
Yes.
fry them off together.
Yes.
Yeah, the rind is so thick. Yeah. Oh, everyone. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, right. We have our dimension table. Okay.
Defeat
And
in
then you
your
have
voice.
and you have 10 minutes to get it in roleplay. I take it.
10
The DM
minutes
will
in
decide if
actual
you've got it.
game time. Okay, so if you're off world,
Question.
answer.
Do all of us go on this adventure, or
I-
do we split the party? 2 people go to the dimension, and
no.
2 people stay at the tavern
I
to
feel
make
like
sure the
everyone-
customers
All
are
together.
okay.
Yeah, everyone's got to go because
For a short
nothing-
one shot, you can't split.
Yeah,
That's
and,
fair.
and nothing says help me better than 4 people trying to accomplish a batshit task in 10 minutes
Yeah.
real time.
So who looks after the tavern while we're all gone?
So I
Is it
imagine,
No
regular?
one.
I imagine
No one.
it's
Regular.
like the TM. So the TM's like, right, I need you to go out and get blah 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 blah. blah.
Oh, so you're the shift leader.
Fun, I guess fundamentally, yeah. And yeah, you are my look. The players are the TM's workers, and you've got to go out and like the TM's got to hold the fort, and you've just got to go out and kind of get the bits for the house special. Okay.
Yes.
With this in mind, what does tavern, between, and dimension actually mean? Because I feel like it'd be easy to just go right, assign 1, 2, and 3 to it, like to each of those, and like they are your stats for figuring out how you manage to accomplish things while you're on the job. But obviously, if we're talking tavern, that doesn't make as much sense if you're not
they
in
don't-
the tavern.
We've already got the TBD for the tables. Does it have to be?
Well, I'm just thinking in the sense that, like, so, with Sexy Battle Wizards, you assigned 1, 2, and 3 to each of those stats, and then it's just like here's a situation. What do you do? And then someone could say, right, I'm going to cast a spell from my spell book to do X, Y, and Z, and you go, right, cool, roll me a wizard check, and then you like, oh, my wizard is 2, so I'll roll 2 dice.
So could we argue that Tavern is a charisma check because it's anything to do with hospitality, so customer service basically.
Okay, I like that idea. So hospitality,
It's like your charisma-based checks.
charisma,
Yeah.
social, yeah. Dimension, I guess, perhaps like knowledge.
Yeah, so some intelligence-based thing.
Intelligence, knowledge of.
Should between be like your Shadowrun, mix it up, like it's everything in between. It's
Or can between be a perception basically.
A perception.
well, you might have to do
It's a bit
something
of a
physical. If we go back to our dystopian lemon, we need to nick off this holy tree. Is the between the you
Does
have
it-
to roll to do something physical to make it happen.
Is it more, in inverted commas, amusing if there isn't per se the ability to fight because you are tavern workers, not
Yeah.
Oh, you'd get fired if you fought.
right? You just- So
True.
yeah,
It depends on the kind of bar you work in, to be honest.
yes, that's
True,
true.
I've seen
And maybe that'll be a thing for the bouncer. Like the bouncer
Yeah.
could like bonk someone or just.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, you're instead of bonuses, yeah, you can get particular things you can always do with those rolls.
So what was
or-
the between? Sorry. Oh boy, we've got 15 minutes. Oh no.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was just thinking that.
Can between be anything between these two checks, but you get a penalty.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. Hospital. I feel unless. Okay, we'll go with that for now. We can
Yeah,
swing back
actually, would that make sense? Because anything in between, you get a penalty, but you can choose if you want to have a higher stat in Tavern or in Dimension.
around. Okay. Put a penalty question mark. Okay.
Yeah. Chad, help.
I feel like there's got to be a complications thing. And is that a D12? Course
Yeah.
Course it is. Course it is. Okay. So complications table will. I'll quickly. Oh no! We've spilled over. Okay. We can shrink. We can shrink the text. It's fine. Hooray!
With the complications, do we do a D12 minus 1 for every minute you've saved being in the dimension? To try and reward you doing it quicker?
Nah.
Nah.
Okay. I was just thinking then you've got like a lower roll is you've done better, and then the higher roll.
Keeping it simple.
Yeah,
Okay.
also, complications. Do you want? Can I argue to stay with this a whole D12 and the existing tables we have? Because we have 3 shifts. Each shift you roll a D12, and the TM needs to come up with a complication using the word that you roll. So in the first in the morning shift you roll a D12 and you get something from the T table. So if you get thick, you as the TM needs to think of what does that mean in a tavern setting as a complication.
Okay, so for example, in the first one, so we've got our thick, barren, dystopian dimension, and then we roll another D12, and so Lane, you can roll us a D12, please.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
So it would be a case of like on the first away.
6.
So there is a tropical complication.
Yeah. For the first time in this barren wasteland, a tropical storm has come in, and because there's no grassland, it's a tidal wave has swept.
Or
Yeah, something like
we
that.
bring a tropical disease with us because we're not
Oh
from
yes,
this dimension.
oh yes, and because there's only one lemon tree, they've all got scurvy because they can't resist it. There's no natural immunity because of the one lemon.
Okay.
I cannot wait for the inevitable. Oh no, there's a thick complication.
You know that means someone's being seduced.
There's
I
a
like that, then you
bulbous
can roll.
complication. Okay, there's a baby complication.
Oh.
Okay, amazing. Right,
Yeah,
right. So
you make another table. That's good.
we can do away with that. Okay.
Excellent.
So, are we happy with doing like stats, like 1 to 3? So you assign
Sure.
your stats.
What does that mean?
So I feel like because they're the like the conflict resolution mechanic, right? So maybe it's a D12. You roll a D12 and add your score or something. Like you add 1 to 3, and then you need to get a 6
1 to
or
5.
higher, or something.
Something
like
to
that.
10, something to 15.
Yeah.
Break it into the 3. Yeah.
And then, or maybe it's the number of dice you roll.
I think
or-
dice pool makes more sense. It's
Yeah.
easier to pick up.
Easy to pick
Yeah.
up. Okay, so 1d12, 2d12, 3d12, and you're trying to get what? Like,
8.
Slow.
so okay, so this is number of d12s rolled. What? Unless you want to, you could do 8, or we could do, like a set. Well, 7 plus, I suppose. But then there could be a crit, so like 10 or more.
Well,
Or ones
I
are.
I like the
reasonable,
idea
otherwise-
of an 8
Sorry.
plus, but then the more successes you get, the better you do it. A bit like Vampire Masquerade side. So if you just get the 1 8 plus with your 3d12, you just manage to do it. Or
Yeah.
you do it really well.
How about every time you roll a 1, that adds a new complication?
What
Yeah.
about just a range? 1 is you fucked up. 12 you did real good. It's just to see how well or how badly you did it. It happens, but
So
this is how much fucks up along the way.
So if
Yep.
you've got multiple d12s, you're just taking the highest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
1 to 12.
Yeah, 'cause otherwise you end up-
success.
Being worse with more dice, potentially.
I suppose that is the other kind of the other important part of a one-page RPG, isn't it? Complete and utter game master-led ambiguity. So 1 to
Like,
12
yeah,
success
like-
range.
In our hypothetical solo lemon tree, you go up and try and steal it. You get a 1. Okay, you've gone up and stolen it. Everyone saw you. They all have weapons.
And you're on a tree.
Yeah.
How would the TM know how much to cram into each dimension? Like how?
Time.
Because
I would
obviously
say
you've
got a
leave it
timer.
up to them. I would say leave it up to them because this is now the kind of one-page RPG where you can play for a very, very long time if you like. It's just guidelines, so it's up to them.
You've got a timer. You got 10 minutes.
You got the timer. I guess there's also the idea that maybe you simply say, you have to have maybe there's a number of steps equal to the number of players. So like each player has got to
Have
roll
to have
something.
done one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there'd be there'd be 1 step for every player. So in this case, there'd be 3 steps to get that lemon because there's 3 of us, and you're DMing as usual. And then if we end up getting a bad complication, you're just adding another step for us to get back out.
I don't think
I like
adding
that.
another step, because that could you get partway through, and then you'd be like, we've just added loads of steps.
But
and
by
we're
adding the
fucked.
extra steps, it's fighting against the timer then. Whereas
Yeah.
just 10 minutes for 3 of us to roll once each to do
Actually,
something.
I like that, but that begs the question: what happens when the timer runs out? Do we just lose?
You get
Are
sucked
we
back
stuck?
into the tavern and you haven't got that thing. And then you
And then
take.
you really, really need to lead on your customer services.
What are the repercussions of it? Yeah.
try and get
So-
it from the next dimension. You've got 2 things to get in the next dimension.
So I guess I'm thinking, yeah, in Jason Statham, when you done goofed, like Jason's stats drop.
Oh,
Like, do you?
Oh yeah,
You
you
don't
all lose
really
a die.
lose. You don't really lose health in like Honey Heist or games like that, do you?
Lose your D12s. You all start with 3, and you can. And then if you don't get it in the first one, everyone goes down to 2 dice for the second, then 1 dice.
Tavern health bar goes down.
or because 10 minutes is not a lot of time in
No.
in a shift. Next, so you couldn't get that item, so you need to go to another dimension to find a substitute, which is similar but not the same.
Okay.
And the more time you spend in dimension, the less you're in a tavern, the unhappier the customers are, so the harder the next shift is going to be.
Okay, so if you done goof, but then if you were like right near the end of getting the item in the first dimension and then you get yanked out, do you have to do all that groundwork again in the second one? So,
Or you just add an extra complication in the second one
Yeah.
to represent the unhappy customer
Yes, you
service
started
and
a
everything.
complication. Yeah, that
Yeah, so you just get 2 complications in the second one.
okay.
is this too, or are we adding too much to do?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you say that, but it's 10 minutes, and it's that means you play for maybe half an hour.
Well, I'm thinking there's like you have like downtime in between, right? So, you're looking at just shy of an hour, but it'll be a frantic hour,
Yeah, you'll be exhausted after this hour.
right? Okay,
Which
so
actually is very, very similar to a busy day in a restaurant or a cafe. So
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Palm off. So the bouncer can palm off. The entertainer / regular can have, I don't know, like local knowledge.
distraction.
Yeah, distraction. Yeah.
Crowd pleaser. Yeah.
hmm
The manager, delegation, and the server.
Like a stealth thing, like you don't notice the server. They're like always just. It's like a hidden
Or the server can be the
multitask.
agility. No, what I'm thinking of, because they're very you have to be very agile to balance everything.
Yeah, so like dexterous sort of person.
That's it. They're your
Incredible
brain.
balance.
Yeah.
Okay. Perhaps we could come up with a couple more things. But yeah, I guess the idea was like if you can use this for whatever it is you're planning to do, maybe you get like an extra D12 or something.
hmm
If can apply extra dice? Question mark. Okay. So, we've got the tavern keeper.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, yes. So we've got the tavern keeper. We've got the rolls.
Closes.
Sounds like we're playing the game.
Okay, so the idea is at the start of the game, you figure out what the house special is by doing the whip round. You then have, so I guess if you've got 3 players, you have 3 dimensions. Each dimension is comprised of the T, B, and D. Each of your characters has 3 stats to have in between dimensions. But I feel like we could do something else in between, but we've got the idea. Those rolls then give you extra things, which give you extra bonuses, and then fundamentally, the Tavern Master has to sit down and figure out what on earth these dimensions are and why getting the thing from your house special is going to cause a problem. Truth be told, the flashes of madness that kind of wash over you when you're doing these things, I think will kind of carry you quite.
Oh,
quite
it
some way.
absolutely will.
Absolutely will. And then, okay, we haven't quite like if you goof, you suffer like an extra complication on the next one. We'll have to figure out. Well, we can figure out specifically what like the loss condition is, because obviously you know what the victory condition is, which is survival. So, yeah. I think we got it, boys and girls. I think we did it.
Print it.
Boom. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, so, suck it, Grant Howitt. We can do it too. Okay, well...
Wonderful. See you next week when we try it.
Thanks. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for...
You know what? I am game.
Yeah, right.
Same.
If I say I'm game, I'm going to make Carl play.
If we do this...
Okay, well, you know what? We... for better or worse, we accomplished much more than I thought we would. So for that, I can only thank the three of you.
The faith you have in us, Dan.
I know, right? And everyone in the chat, thank you for your ideas.
Thank you.
It's been really, really fun. Yeah, hopefully next time you see us, we'll have something typed up. But yeah, it's time to bring things to a close. So if you like what you saw, make sure to hit the like button and jot down your in the comments the combination, like the dimension that you would most be afraid to land in from our
Well, we will have to share the table for everyone to see.
This is true. I mean, we'll leave it here. Just pause it here and then type a comment and then. But yes. Also, we do lots of kind of recorded content, releasing pretty much every week. So if you like the sound of that, or the live streams like this one, which are coming out fortnightly, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications on when we release new stuff. Well, I guess with that...
Take a breath, Dan.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Breathings for the week. Thank you all. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. I'm going to go to my titillating, boozy, dinosaur-infested world.
Amazing! Cool. See you all later.
I'm going to the thick biohazard world. I don't know about you.
Well, I'm going to go and look after the baby.